how upsetting is it for you that you're gonna have to miss a few weeks?
Yeah, it's frustrating, of course. I mean, you want to be healthy as much as possible, and when the injury happened, I was pissed at myself. Preseason game, all that kind of stuff. Um, you got to be able to stay healthy. So it's frustrating, but you got to do what you can.
Can you take us through the range of emotions? Because we haven't talked to you since before the injury. I mean, was there concern at the time that it might be season ending?
Yeah, I mean, in that moment, you really have no idea. I mean, you kind of hope for the best. You get in there with the doctors as quick as you can. Just ask them, be all right. What is it? So I think for what the injury was, I think it's very optimistic to be able to get back and still play football the way I want to this year.
Did you expect to miss this much time, Zach, when it initially happened and you underwent surgery? Did you think it could be 3 games missed?
Um, I mean, going in there for surgery and then coming out and getting the doctor's perspective, the timeline that he kind of gave with range, it kind of is what it is, and you just kind of got to go by what they say, and I just got to kind of go in here in the training room and approach every day like I can just kind of get better, and I feel like I'm in a good spot. I'm happy with where I am.
What are you able to do right now? Like, what are you doing right now?
Yeah, I'm just getting back into um, the the practice flow. I'm throwing. I'm able to do some stuff on the field and drops and going through the whole thing. So it's just kind of that getting back onto the field point that I'm at.
Robert said they want to make sure the physical and mental part of it is okay. What did he mean by that? What are you thinking from your perspective? What does that mean?
Right. I mean, you miss a little bit of time, and so mentally, you don't get to kind of go through all those reps. So for me, it's one, can I be optimistic and confident in myself coming back, in the knee and just in myself and playing football, missing out on some of those reps. And then, once I get out there, physically you have to also be in shape, and you don't want to go out there and play until you feel 100%.
When did you know that, he told us today, obviously, the earliest will be the Pittsburgh game. When did you know that that was the most recent time for you?
Right. Since I walked out of surgery.
So you knew from that moment that you'd be coming back in week 4?
No, I mean, that was never the time. I mean, it wasn't a timeline thing, but you understand, when something takes a certain amount of time to heal, the doctor's going to say, hey, this is going to be something you need to be careful on so that it's not a long-term injury. It was never a weeks kind of thing. It was never, hey, this is what the goal is here. You kind of got to give it time to heal, and you just kind of go 1 week at a time. So it was never a timeline that they gave me.
Was there ever a time you thought you might be ready for opening day?
I mean, of course that was the goal. I mean, if it was up to me, I would try and still play right now. But listening to my doctors and whatever clearance that they can give me, kind of going week by week, staying in touch with them, that's what I'm going to go off of.
Are you able to run yet, or is that not part of the?
Yeah, so that's what I'm starting to get into right now. It's I had to spend a couple weeks not doing that to try and let the knee obviously calm down and stuff. But for me, I think going in these next couple weeks, it's just introducing that kind of stuff on the field and slowly building into it.
Zach, it's probably a poorly labeled injury when you hear knee bruise. You think, oh, it's just a bruise on the knee, but
Right.
it's pretty painful. Now, I mean, you just take us through like what you had to deal with physically, because I mean,
Right.
from what I understand, it's a pretty nasty thing.
Right. I mean, there's a couple different things. Like my pops had a bunch of meniscus, my brother, and unfortunately, the bone bruise on top of it is a little bit more, and that's what's unfortunate. And really it comes down to just making sure we all handle it the right way so that this isn't something that bothers in the future. And so I would say, just handling it the right way is going to be the biggest thing because of, the future aggravations that you can get with not handling these things the right way.
Because it was the same knee as last year, do you have any concerns about the long-term stability of the knee?
No, I don't. I actually feel like I'm in a great spot. I feel really confident with where I am, and with the rehab program that they've had me going through, I do feel really confident. I feel like I've been fortunate with what the 2 injuries were to the knee. Obviously it's not, not a good thing, but I avoided a lot of the major ones that you can get. So I'm optimistic about that.
How do you
Is this gonna
manage
be
that?
something
Wanted to
you're-
push through discomfort and play, but obviously do it safely.
Right. I mean, that's the balance, right? If it was up to me, like I said, I mean, I'm trying to get on the field as fast as possible. So that's what your doctors and your trainers are for, is to, to help you go week by week. And that's why they're there to clear you, because they know when it's safe and how long that cartilage takes to heal and the bone bruise takes to calm down. So, really listen to those guys and just doing what I can.
Is this going to be something you have to manage throughout the year?
I really don't think it will be. That was what, that's what I'm feeling really confident about in this where I am even right now. And, however much longer it takes to get back on the field, is I feel like I'm in a really good spot already. And I don't feel like it's going to be something that bothers me.
Zach, you said
how do
you
you,
were you said you were frustrated with yourself with that play there. But coach said earlier that getting out of the pocket is like your superpower.
Right.
So how do you balance that, and have you given thought to will you play differently when you get back on the field?
Yeah, I don't think I'll play any differently. I mean, people can say you should have gone out of bounds or should have slid, but I mean, it was a non-contact injury. The guy didn't tackle me. You know, if the guy hit me and I got injured, that's one thing. But you know, if I can't even run, cutting off without getting hurt, you know, what am I doing? So I got to take care of myself and put myself in a better situation there. And you know, sometimes unfortunate stuff like that just happens.
And then he said that when you are ready to come back, you are the future of this team. What does that mean to know that you have his confidence like that and that this team's behind you?
Yeah, it does mean a lot. You know, it makes me want to, you know, do everything I can to get back and do all the right things and be that guy that can do, you know, do his 111 to make sure that we're in the right spot. So I'm excited to get back and, you know, want to be 100%, of course, to be able to give my guys everything I got.
When you do get back, how critical will it be for you to show that you can stay on the field?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you never plan to go out there and get injured. So the goal, of course, is to just try and put myself in good situations, taking a play at a time, and try and get myself out of bad situations. I mean, kind of like in that, you know, preseason game, it was unfortunate because I didn't get hit, but you know, there is times where you can get yourself out of trouble and you know, slide, get out of bounds, not do something stupid.
how did you feel about where you were at before the injury in terms of like going into the season, second year, and then how
Yeah.
confident are you that you can like pick up where you left off right away, kind of thing?
Yeah, no, I was feeling really good. I mean, I felt like I had a lot of good practices underneath me, and that I didn't even look at, you know, kind of that way, but just kind of what was expected from me as a quarterback, and just being consistent, taking care of the ball, you know, understanding my reads, and then, you know, getting excited about trying to apply some of the new things that I've learned from the past year. So I was really excited about that stuff, and you know, again, I feel confident, optimistic about being able to do the same thing when I come back. You know, just because I feel like the quarterback game is so mental, right? So I feel like me being able to stand back there and watch these other quarterbacks go through the whole process and see the decisions they make in real time, and you know, keep learning, approaching every single week like I'm playing, and taking those reps just one at a time. I feel like I'm going to be able to, you know, come right back from it.
I just wanted to clarify something because I think there might be confusion in one of your answers.
Mhm.
You were asked, when did you know that this would at least be 3 weeks, right? You'd be out until the Pittsburgh game, and you said right after surgery, but then you said there wasn't a timeline. Just when did you know for sure that these 3 games were not happening?
Yeah, I mean, it was never really a for sure thing. I mean, you know, you kind of talk to the doctors and it's kind of let's see kind of how you feel, and like you got to give this thing time. Let's think about the long term, you know. So we kind of really hadn't talked about that, you know. And of course, for me, I'm trying to do all I can to see if I can get on the field in week 1, but you know, it's tough when it's kind of up to them.
Say a couple more.
When did they actually rule you out for week 1?
Shoot, when Salah say that today?